Hi guys, I'm CJ here from Our Wonderful Property. I'm here to analyze Singapore's private residential market and going to take a look at a very interesting project here. We've recently seen developments that are new in brand new areas in Singapore, and we're going to take a look at this project called Lyndenwoods, which is quite special. It's going to be the first project in the Science Park area. So as you know, most of the 2025 projects for the rest of this year, for the second half, is going to be in the core Singapore region. However, there are not going to be many in the OCR as well as the RCR region. And the reason why I'm going to take a look at this is because it's actually something special. And the development-wise and the history of it is going to be something that positions it in a good manner. So today I'm going to give a complete breakdown of what could be Singapore's most unique project, residential property in 2025, as well as take a look at what CapitaLand, the developer, is going to be up to. So if you like this project and you like this review, if you are able to, please help me to like, share and subscribe so that it goes a long way in terms of this channel. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly whether Lyndenwoods is a deserving spot in your investment portfolio or even as your next home. So let me just go through some of the fundamentals right now. So we start with the basics. The location of this project is going to be at 71 Science Park Drive, and this isn't any address. This is the first residential condominium ever built within the Science Park itself. So the developer is CapitaLand, one of Singapore's most established developers with a track record spanning decades. The scale of this project is going to be 343 units across 2 blocks at 24 stories each. It's not that massive, but actually this works in terms of the exclusivity of this project. It's going to be within just these 2 towers and very nicely put in terms of the layout. The tenure will be 99 years. So this concept really will be Singapore's first live, work and play integrated development within a research and innovation hub. And that's its specialty. So Lyndenwoods really breaks its mold down here. You're not just buying a home, you're actually buying into Singapore's unique knowledge economy. Why do I say so? Actually, it's built within Science Park and it's next to Geneo. Geneo is a $1.37 billion life science and innovation hub launched in 2023. It adds up to 180,600 square meters of commercial, research and recreation space to the business park. So it opened in February of 2024, and this 15-story building will comprise of 9 floors of purpose-built workspace and offices. The remaining 6 floors house a service apartment, service residence, Citadine Science Park, Singapore, and the park's first lodging facility. And you need to understand that this is right next to Lyndenwoods. So think about it, for someone that is going to stay there or work in this area or even rent in this portion of Science Park, their offices could just be across not even the street, but within walking distance, and is sheltered as well. Now let's talk about why the Greater One North area is experiencing unprecedented growth. In terms of connectivity, we will have a direct underground walkway to Kent Ridge MRT and is sheltered all the way. Within 3 stops, you have Harbourfront MRT. Within 6 stations, you are able to reach Orchard Road, and within 8 stations to reach Marina Bay. So the knowledge cluster effect, you see, nearby Lyndenwoods, you will have National University of Singapore, which is just a 5 minutes drive away. You will have Singapore Science Park 1 and 2, and you are literally inside that area. You will also have Fusionopolis and Biopolis, which is across the expressway, 10 minutes away, as well as National University Hospital, which is just adjacent to the project. So this isn't just proximity we're talking about. You're literally integrated into Singapore's brain trust, and you think about all the people as well as the researchers and the people that are working in the area right now that is potentially the tenant pool for Lyndenwoods. Some of the economic fundamentals, You see, the numbers tell a story. Over 400 companies operate within the science park ecosystem, with the average science park employee earns 40% above the median average in Singapore. Rental demand from NUS staff, researchers, scholars will also create consistent income streams. International companies increasingly are choosing One North as their regional headquarters. Some history about this area in the Science Park region. So Lyndenwoods piece of land actually was a commercial piece of land. CapitaLand is the master leaser of Science Park 1 and 2. What happens is that they actually redevelop this piece of land and rezone it into residential. Lyndenwoods is the first residential development in Science Park where CapitaLand is redeveloping for the live, work and play for this particular area. So we're going to just take a look at some of the pros and cons in this area in terms of One North location. So some of the pros for this particular area would be in terms of the rental yield potential. We are able to target, or rather for this project is able to target the demographics of the professionals in NUS, NUH, as well as the Science Park 1 and Science Park 2 and the One North region as well. In this area, actually there is limited residential supply within the immediate vicinity. So you would have the first mover advantage in terms of establishing a good talent pool in this area. In terms of capital appreciation drivers, actually with this as being the one and the first project that CapitaLand is trying to redevelop into the live, work, play, in the greater area of the One North, there will be some area of transformation that's going to come about. You see, the government is putting in a lot of effort into increasing the R&D sector as well as the development of the Science Park and One North greater region. So actually, if you analyze in terms of the One North and Science Park region, there isn't much, or rather there isn't many condominiums that are available in that area. So with limited supply as well as further development of the region, actually in terms of demand, there would be more in terms of the supply available in this particular area. So in terms of the lifestyle benefits, actually this will be the first of a created ecosystem whereby people are able to work close in this area. It almost be like a campus-like kind of environment whereby you can see from the first development right next to Lyndenwoods, you have Geneo, where you have offices available, you have shops available, eateries available. You also have the connected MRT as well. So some of the limitations, or rather things to consider in terms of this area really is that yes, it is a first project within this science park region, but then again, you also have the advantage of being a really well developed residential pool, residential development in this area. In terms of the connectivity, there is a lot. For school, as of now, based on what we understand, the nearest school is Fairfield Methodist Primary, and that's within 1 kilometer. So just as a quick roundup in terms of the targeted demographic in this area, we would say that probably about half of it is within looking at providing residential availability for the professionals that are working in this area. The other portion would be in terms of the technical research and professionals that are also working in the science park region as well. So in terms of the expat professionals, you probably have a bit of a percentage that's also looking at staying within this area that is close by, because you do have NUS, you do have professionals that are doing research as well in this area. So for Lyndenwoods, in terms of the unit mix, we do have 2 bedrooms all the way to the 4-bedroom premium. 2 bedrooms will take about 137 units. You do have the 2-bedroom plus study at 92 units and 3 bedrooms at 45 units. You do have 3-bedroom with guest premium at 46 and 4-bedroom at 23 units with a total of 343 units in total. I must say that actually in terms of the unit mix is quite good. It would be more catered towards of families staying as well as singles that are able to stay. You notice that there are actually no one bedders in this project. I've taken a look at this showroom, and the layout is actually fantastic. It is one of the best layouts that I've seen for a while. We'll take a look at it later on, but no, it's something that is quite exceptional. So I've taken a look in terms of the layouts of the development for Lyndenwoods. So a few things to take note of. Actually, all the units are corner units within point block layouts. Only 2 blocks are available in this development, and each are served by 4 lifts, ensuring privacy and as well as efficient vertical access. All the blocks are also facing north and south for optimum ventilation, and in fact, if you're able to get the southern facing units at the upper floors, you actually have a very good unblocked view, sea view as well. So some things to take note of as well in terms of the RCR. This would likely be a good value RCR opportunity. Why? Because in terms of the master leaser, CapitaLand, it wasn't a land that has been bought as a GLS. In fact, it is a redeveloped piece of land. So it really depends on the type of price level that we are looking at that will be set by the developer. If it's set within reasonable means, like for example, within 2005 PSF to probably about 2006 or 2007 PSF, then I would really think that this is a good buy, and there will be a lot of demand in terms of opportunity for this particular unit. Just to share a little bit more in terms of the level of demand versus supply in this region, even within the One North area I shared earlier on, there are a lot of offices and work study within this particular region of One North as well as Science Park. But the thing is, there isn't enough supply in this area. I'll give you a simple example of this project of One North Eden. Right now, a very big project, about only 165 units. But in the recent years, the level of profitability for a 3-bedder and a 4-bedder is hitting on average about 400,000 as well as 600,000 for a 4-bedder as well. So generally, there will be a lack of supply in this region for those that are working in the One North area, and this is the opportunity we are able to take a look at right now. So just as a quick update, if you're not able to watch through the entire video and you really are interested in this project, give me a call at the number provided below, and we can have a further conversation and see how this project might fit in terms of your requirements for residential property or investment property. It would be something that I assure you would be interesting to take a look at. So finally, in terms of analyzing this particular project, as we can see, the number of units and the unit ratios in terms of 2-bedders, 3-bedders, and 4-bedders is generally quite well spaced out. It is not too small. In fact, the units that I've checked and saw, the size of the unit is actually relatively substantial. Given that most of the units for new projects are generally on the smaller size, we do have 2 plus study units going at about 850 square feet, as well as the 4-bedders going at a very luxurious and spacious 1,600 square feet. So it's going to be something that I think very, very compelling for someone that is taking a look at both in terms of investment as well as staying in this particular area. So some last thoughts on the analysis for Lyndenwoods. Who is this ideal for? It'll probably be ideal for those that are working in the One North area. We do have the tech professionals, the researchers, as well as this will probably also be suitable for those that are investors as well. They are looking for very stable rental yield. There is a very large pool of professional tenants in this particular area. Now you are buying into the knowledge economy for Singapore, which is in the One North and Science Park region. Of course, yes, there's some caution in terms of the availability of conveniences in this area. But I think there's a specific reason why this project is launched after Geneo has been developed. If you have a chance to take a look at this area, just 2 minutes walk across the development into Geneo, there you will find conveniences in terms of food, in terms of restaurants, in terms of gym, in terms of supermarket, as well as it's connected to the MRT. It's a fully contained conveniences in Geneo Mall. So that has been already up and running and developed even before this project has been launched. So I think CapitaLand has positioned it in the right way so that it is not going to be a level of hesitancy in terms of feeling it will be buying in an area whereby there are actually no conveniences. Right now, there are. If you had looked into the recent developments in the area as well, you would have Normanton Park that has recently TOP'd sometime last year. Actually, a lot of the investors in the area have seen strong capital gains, despite lacking direct MRT access as well as primary school proximity, both by which Lyndenwoods has and Normanton Park does not have. So you are already better off in this area. And last of all, I just want to talk a bit about the market timing for this. It will be launched sometime in the end of June or maybe in the beginning of July as well. But it's important to take note that in the second half of this year, at current, because of April, from the market uncertainties that have been happening from the tariff situation, you would expect a lot of caution from developers in terms of pricing their projects. They will need to be able to price projects in a good manner so that there will be an uptake of the new launches. So my opinion really would be if the project is priced well, and it's likely going to be priced well because of the uncertainty in the market right now, investors out there would be happy to note that this is a great opportunity to buy into an area that has a lot of growth in store for it. Now remember that the best investors are those who buy in when the market is uncertain. When there's a lot of fear in the market, or when there is uncertainty that causes many to pull out from the market. But actually for long-term investors, for investors that are astute, they'll be stepping in to buy assets that are priced well, because you're buying into profit. So if you're interested in this project and there's anything that you want to know a little bit more, you're really seriously considering to take a look at investment property, or also for your own stay in the one-off area, please call me, reach out to me in my contact below, and we can have a conversation to see how we can plan your asset progression. Thank you so much.